Hello everybody, welcome back to the workshop. Today we're going to be sharpening up some blades for an old jointer or planer, some might call it. It's a fairly old machine, doesn't belong to me, it's out at area 43 at the moment, and I've got the blades out of it. They're just plain flat high-speed steel blades, and you can see there's a bevel on the other side. We're just going to be sharpening those up on my grinder. Machine I got here is not quite a tool and cutter grinder, not quite a surface grinder. It's a bit of a mix in the middle. I've got a magnetic chuck on it there, what makes it look more like a surface grinder. It's got a fair bit of travel on the table. It can almost get the full width of this chuck. I bought this from our friends in India. It's actually surprisingly good quality. And they didn't make me go and pick it up. They sent it to me, so that was good. What I'm going to do now is, just before we set up, I'm going to dress the wheel, and then I'll mount my piece of high-speed steel in there and set my wheel up at 35 degrees, which is what I measured that bevel to be. I'll have to grind a bit off. You can see there's a couple of chunks out of it there. So it's going to take a little bit of grinding, but I think it should clean up perfectly. I've taken some dimensions, so if I need to replace these blades, I can just buy some high-speed steel and grind 35 degrees on the edge. This has got a diamond point on it here, and basically just a flat base. I've put a grub screw in there to mount it on there. I'll stick that on my chuck, turn the magnet on, and line this up just to the left of the center of the wheel. That way, if this slides or moves or something, it takes less of a cut instead of more. That way I'm not going to have any major explosions. And to stop the table from moving, I'll just move the end stops all the way in till they're both against the stop there. That way the table can't move. That's all nice and solid now. So up a couple of turns. Start her up again. It's better. We'll go a couple of thou more. Okay, that's got that wheel nice and flat and square, and nice sharp grits facing outwards. Now we'll just set up the blade on the table there. Stop that so I don't grind my hands. Get the diamond out of the way. Just remove any grinding grit that's left there. These are magnetic parallel blocks. They're ground up in pairs, and they've got like a brass inserts down between the steel there that helps them transfer the magnetic force up through the base there. Now I've got a piece of high-speed steel here that's a bit thicker than our blade. I'm going to use that as a backstop to help fix that down so it can't move anywhere. So we'll stick that against the back there like that. I'll hang it over the edge here about the width of the bevel. That way it gives me maximum surface area on the magnet. I've also got a little bit of steel here that I'll put against the end of the work. maybe that way around, and that'll reduce the tendency for it to slide away. So with all that there, we'll stick the magnet on for now, and I'll just get my dial indicator and run it across the back here to make sure I got it fairly straight. We'll just set that to 0, it's pretty close there. Now we'll roll down the other end, see how far out we are. Except I didn't give myself enough room there. That's probably going to give us close enough an idea. You can see I'm 3/4 of the way down. We're out by about 20 thou, so this end needs to come in a bit. About there. Don't know what else moved then, but we'll find out. Okay, I've spared you the going back and forwards here. That's pretty close now. It's on the 0 there, and a 1 thou there. That's going to be more than close enough. The cutter bar, or the thing that holds these blades, is adjustable, so 1 thou is going to be nothing. So we'll call that good. We'll turn our magnet back on. I'm still against the edge there with my blade, and the blade is hanging off just far enough. Don't want to grind my blocks. Get that out of the way. One thing I want to do now is set the angle of the head back 30 degrees, actually 35 degrees. I think one of these clamps it, that one. And this one rotates it. We may or may not get down low enough. We'll see how we go. There's 35. Now I don't think that's going to come down low enough. The motor's going to hit the bench. Starts to get tight about there on the column. Not quite sure what the story is, but I don't think it's going to go that much further down. I'll have to use my Brian now. Perhaps I'll have to stick it on this side and tip the wheel the other way. Just go past it a bit and then come back up. That's 35 degrees. I'll just lock that again. That won't get back far enough. Requires more thinking. I'll bring you back when I have a setup that works. Okay, it's the next day. I've had a different approach on this now. I've changed from the flat wheel to this cup wheel and tipped it down. It's actually at 65 degrees, which will give me 35 degrees the other way. So now I should be able to just roll that one along there, up and down, until I get a nice clean edge on there again. So let's give that a go. I've got my crash helmet on because this wheel is spinning right at my face. I think I'll spin it that way. That way it sends the sparks the other way, so down and towards the back here. And I'll also fit my guard, so if the wheel explodes, this will take some of the force. Just haven't got enough room to get the guard on with that there, because that's the full extent of the travel. I'll just move this stuff out the way again and then reset. I'll bring you back when that's done. All right, I went up and it went straight on, no trouble. Pretty close there. I can lock that one and I'll feed that way with each cut. So well protected I can almost hardly see it. So, wheel spinning that way. Other way. Takes about a week to stop spinning, and you can't spin it the other way till it stops, or it just continues spinning the way it is. Just touching it there. Take nice light cuts. That's 0.02 of a mil. Just a tiny little piece. A couple more of those ought to do it. Alrighty, that looks spot on. I'll get that out of there and show you once the wheel stops spinning. I'll just mark where I'm up to on the dial here. That way I'll know roughly when the other one is the same size. They're individually adjustable on the machine, so that the exact size isn't going to matter. But it'd be nice if they were close to the same size. Now, if I can get this out of here without moving my backing plate there, I'll be happy. Now it's probably very sharp now, so also I try not to cut my fingers. Once the wheel stops completely. Didn't get hot. There's still a tiny little chunk out of it there, but I'll see how it looks once I've taken the burr off. I'll get it with a diamond hone, and we'll take that burr off there. But I'll just show you the before and the after. There's the after. You can see it's nice and shiny. can see a little mark just there. That's where there was a chunk out of it. There's the other one that I haven't done yet. So you can see that chunk there lines up with the one in the blade still. So I'll give that a hone in a minute, but I'll put the other one in now and get it up to the same level. I'll probably just speed you through it because it's the same as what you've just seen. What we've got now is, after you've ground up your blade, you end up with a burr on the back edge here, and just hear it there. What we'll do is we'll get it on my whetstone here. I'll just give it a bit more water. This one's a 3,000 grit on this side and an 8,000 grit on the other side. So we'll start off on the coarse side, and you can just bring it back towards you, and that should roll that burr off, roll it back up towards the edge. Then we'll just give it a bit of round and round. To get that side nice and flat. Same way you'd sharpen a chisel. If you think about it, it looks like a really wide chisel, doesn't it? Try and use all the surface of your stone, that way you won't wear a big hole in it. And I'll show you how to flatten them out later on. That way it's flat for next time you use it. I'll swap it around the other way. I can still see a little edge there. This might be dished out a bit or something, not quite sure. Now more water. If I had any brains, I'd bring my bucket closer. Now we'll just put the edge we ground flat on the stone and just drag it towards us. That'll roll the burr back the other way. Basically, we keep rolling the burr back and forward until it breaks off. And when it's broken off, that'll leave us a perfectly sharp edge, or as sharp as we're going to need for a planer / jointer. We're getting close. I could turn it over and use the 3,000 grit, but I don't think we need to go that crazy. Just got to watch I don't cut my fingers. There's still a tiny nick about there where we'd hit that nail. Or it wasn't us, somebody had hit a nail. I feel like I've still got a bit of a burr just there. So we'll keep going a little bit more. You get the idea. I'll bring you back when we're done. Alrighty, after a fair bit of back and forwarding, I've got those all nice and sharp now. I can't feel the burr there anymore, so I think that's going to be perfect. They did come out both the same size when I ground them, so they'll be easy to adjust when we put them back in the machine. Just in case you were wondering, it does do this. The other thing I wanted to show you was how to keep your stones flat. I'll just dunk them in my bucket again. Get them nice and wet. And then with the two like sides together, I've actually got two of these stones, and that way I can keep them flat. This is the one I was using, that was the one I wasn't using. You just put them flat together like that and go round and around. And you'll see a nice flat surface on here once you know you've got it all done. So just go round and around. If you do that before you put them away, That way your stones will always be flat next time you want to use them. If you don't do that, you'll end up with a higgledy-piggledy shape and you won't be able to make a nice sharp blade anymore. Alrighty, the next thing to do would be to give these a test. So I'll get it back out to area 43 in a couple of days, but hopefully that'll be before a week is up and I'll need to publish a video. So don't worry guys, it'll probably just be like all the way across. And that's pretty close. We're cutting wood here. Down a bit. That's pretty square.
Can't get any better than that, I reckon, mate. Lunch.
Okay, well, we'll call that a successful test.
Well, except we haven't done it on hardwood yet.
I think we can call that a successful mission. Everything came out right. I think we saved the planer from almost certain death. It cuts quite nice now. I think Mike will enjoy using that. And if you like this video, don't forget to give us a like. If you'd like to see more videos like this, or if you've got ideas of what you'd like me to come up with, just let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. I can't really see you.